there, YouTube. Mr. Mrlubufu here with Gatecrash spoilers. Yay! So the first we have here is Rubble Belt Raiders. It's a rule, so it's colorless and then hybrid green-red times 3. It's a 3/3, and whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each attacking creature you control. I think it's okay. It's nothing extraordinary. It's good with Rancor. A lot of cards are good with Rancor. But this is definitely a very powerful card in Limited, I think, because they have to answer it right away. Otherwise, nothing too spectacular. Next we have the Scope of Confessor, which the first thing I saw about it, I read the ability and saw the 1/3 first. So I saw Extort, and whenever it enters the battlefield, pay any amount of life. Target opponent reveals how many cards from his or her hand, you choose one and exile it. It's like, oh, that seems like a cool effect. So on a 1/3, how much could it cost? And then I looked at the rarity in the top right corner. The rarity and the top right corner. I was like, oh, costs 5. Okay, only limited play, if that much. So, moving on. Interesting effect, but... next we have Undercity play, 6 mana, target player loses 1 life, discards a card, sacrifices a permanent with Cipher. I think it's too expensive for 6 mana. It really is. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of like 1/6 of Hex, or a little bit. It's not quite small Pogs, but it's like more like Pogs in that sense. But too expensive to see any standard play. Next, you have Biomass Mutation, another hybrid card with X hybrid blue-green, hybrid blue-green. Creatures you control become XX till end of turn. I don't think that's going to see much play in standard, and there's a reason for it. Though I love the art. It's like giant frogman and something. Like I just want to say like Godzilla. That's what this reminds me of. At least the art. But I don't think it's going to see a standard play. It's not the type of card that's going to see play, because one, it's an instant. It reminds me a lot of Mirror Entity, but Mirror Entity was so much better because you didn't have to give up a card for it, and you didn't have to pay 2 extra mana to activate it. So this is lackluster, I think. Next we have Pit Fight. So it's an instant speed fight card. I mean, it's 1 hybrid green-red. Target creature you control fights another target creature. Yeah, it's just a hybrid prey upon, or it's an instant speed prey upon. So they made the mana a little bit easier, but tacked on an extra colorless. I think this is a solid card, though. Certainly unlimited. I'm not sure if you'll see play in standard or not. Next we have Syndic of Tithes. So it's the value bear of the set. So it's a 2/2 for 2 with Extort, which I think it's solid in limited. Because, well, in limited, you're probably going to end up with extra cards. In standard, not so much. I like the flavor text as well. Entrances fee donations are required. Next we have, ooh baby, Prime Speaker Zagana. I was wondering how they were going to do her, but she's 2 colorless, green, green, blue, blue. She enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters, where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control, and when it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. The fact is, this comes on curve after Thragtusk. It's got a very, very splashy effect. It's going to be good in EDH, but I see that about a lot of things. Great in limited. Standard, I'm not sure, but it comes after Thragtusk, and a blue-green deck certainly can be there. This is going to be interesting. It really is. I think this is certainly a very powerful card. It feels very mythic. Next we have Hellraiser Goblin. This is a 2/2 for 3. Creatures you control have haste and attack each turn if able. This is a very hard card to evaluate because it's got very good upside and very bad downside. I really have no idea what to think about this card. It seems decent, but I mean, it's Fervor for 1 less mana on a guy. But if they have any sort of blockers, then, you know, this guy does nothing. Rather, he suicides, which is probably not that good. It's so close. And lastly, we have the card that I was most excited, Frontline Medic. So it's a 3/3 for 3, which is already solid and on curve, with Battalion, and the Battalion trigger gives your creatures indestructible, which is sick. And then you can sacrifice it to counter target spell with X in its mana cost unless its controller pays 3. That seems... oh my god. Flavor-wise, no, not so much. It seems like they just tacked on the ability. But it seems like... one, I want to live the dream where I attack with Frontline Medic 2 other guys, Battalion triggers, and then you cast Supreme Verdict. Like, that just seems fun. Second, the effect is very, very relevant. It puts a damper on Sphinx's Revelation, Bonfire of the Damned, Entreat the Angels, Rakdos' Return, which saw a little bit of play. This is something to be wary about. I really like this guy. He seems really good. There's not much else to say. He seems like very, very solid. And he's splashable, sort of, but his effects are certainly seem very, very powerful. And don't forget, Boros humans can still be a deck. I think Naya humans is the right way to go, but that's me personally. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.